Now, for a franchise as beloved as the Chronicles of Narnia, it's strange how quiet this comeback has been. No big casting announcements, no flashy teaser, no really traditional studio rollouts. Just one sentence that sent shockwaves through the industry. Greta Gerwig's Chronicles of Narnia has wrapped filming, and suddenly everyone is asking the same question: what exactly did Netflix make? And is it even the Narnia we know? So tonight we're going to break down a bunch of things. First off, I want to break down what's confirmed and what they're hiding. We're going to talk about the magician's nephew origin rumors. We are also going to talk about the clash between Lewis's theology and Greta Gerwig's style, and why this adaptation may be the most radical Narnia reboot ever attempted. This is your boy Stevie Hayes. This is the Loreverse, and we are going to dive deep into Greta Gerwig's Chronicles of Narnia movie, originally written by C.S. Lewis. Let's get it. Now, let's start with the solid ground. In 2018, Netflix acquired the rights to all 7 books. And this wasn't just a licensing deal, it was a land grab. They want a Narnia cinematic universe. They want a film, series, and spin-offs. And this is meant to be their Lord of the Rings or their Game of Thrones. And Greta Gerwig is looked at as the creative architect, right? So Netflix didn't hire a safe fantasy director. They didn't hire even a journeyman. They hired the woman behind Barbie and Little Women. Gerwig is obviously known for, deconstructing girlhood and womanhood. She's also is known for the emotional reinterpretation of classic texts. And so now the production is under wraps. Multiple industry sources confirm principal photography is essentially complete, which means this: the Pevensies, or the leads, have already been cast. Aslan's new look is rendered already, and the tone is locked in a vault, and there is no turning back. So this is where the lore comes in, and this is where the lore people like myself, we are losing our minds. Because look, Greta Gerwig isn't starting with the wardrobe. She's starting with the magician's nephew, and this does change everything. Because if you start with the lion, the witch, and the wardrobe, you start with the mystery. And so if you start with the magician's nephew, you start with an explanation. And the magician's nephew introduces a few things: the wood between the worlds. And this is a multiversal hub that connects every world in existence. And this is perfect for the Netflix universe. Also, we get the Charn lore. We see the dying world of the White Witch, and we get to see the deplorable world. And we also get to see the creation. So we get to see Aslan singing the world into existence. And so by starting here, Greta Gerwig isn't making a fairy tale, she's making a cosmology. And I really think, knowing, when I first heard that the magician's nephew was being done, I was beyond excited. Now, we need to talk about the elephant in the wardrobe, or rather the lion. So C.S. Lewis didn't just write fantasy, he wrote proposals. So basically, his way of thinking of Narnia is, what if Christ became a lion in a world of talking animals? So Narnia is built on these things. It's built on deep magic, so the moral laws of the universe that even the king must follow. Chronicles of Narnia is also built on divine authority. So Aslan isn't just a good guy, he's the absolute truth of this world. And Narnia is also built on sacrifice and reputation. So themes that are really explicitly unapologetically Christian. And so Greta Gerwig's filmography is built on autonomy. Her characters usually find power within themselves, not from a higher divine thing like a lion. And the conflict between Lewis's absolute truth and Gerwig's personal truth, I think, is the biggest creative gamble in Netflix history when you're doing a project like Chronicles of Narnia. Now, let's be very clear here. Everything in this section that I am about to talk about is unconfirmed, but these whispers are coming from the same circles that leaked the filming wrap. So let's get into rumor number 1. The Susan problem is apparently being addressed early. Look, fans of the books know that Susan is eventually excluded from Narnia for becoming too interested in lipsticks and nylons. And the rumor has it that Gerwig is baking the problem of Susan into the very first film to make the story more feminist-centric from day one. Rumor 2, Aslan is an abstract force. So there are whispers that Aslan might not be the cuddly but dangerous lion of the 2005 film. Some suggest he is being framed as more of a cosmic phenomenon, less a character you can talk to, and more of a terrifying force of nature. And the third rumor is the White Witch is going to be looked at as the tragic victim. So in the books, Jadis is pure, unadulterated evil. And the rumor is Greta's script gives her a humanizing backstory. So think Wicked or Maleficent. She isn't just a witch. She's a survivor of a dead world who views Aslan as a tyrant. Now, Regardless of the gossip, here's what we know for certain about this strategy. Number one, Netflix wants Gerwig to win them an Oscar for a children's movie. Okay. Also, expect this Narnia to look less like a Disney theme park and more like a moody, tactile, folk horror adjacent dreamscape. And lastly, they aren't rushing. They're keeping it quiet and they are building this prestige history. Now, as much as you guys know that I'm not the biggest fan of the moves that they are making, I have to be fair and talk about why this could be even a masterpiece. So, and this is an honest, non-biased take right here. So look, Narnia has always been weird. It's a mashup of Greek satyrs, Father Christmas, Norse giants, and Christian theology. And if Gerwig embraces the high weirdness, treats Aslan with actual awe and terror, and doesn't try to ironize the sincerity of the world, this could be the most visually and emotionally stunning fantasy since the Fellowship of the Ring. In Narnia, I think it deserves to be more than just a kids movie. It deserves to be its own mythology. And now let's talk about why this could be a disaster. Because on the flip side, if Gerwig deconstructs the deep magic until it means nothing, turns Narnia into a metaphor for growing up instead of a real place, and makes Aslan just a lion, then she hasn't adapted Narnia. She's just used the name to sell a different story. And here's the thing, Narnia isn't just a brand, it's a worldview. You can't take the lion out of the tribe of Judah and expect the story to still have teeth. You know what I'm saying? So the biggest clue that something different is going on, I believe, is the silence. Netflix knows that Narnia fans are the most protective fandom on earth. They know this version will be divisive, and they are waiting for the perfect moment to show us the new Aslan. But for now, the creative vision is locked away. The footage does exist, and the deep magic has been written into a digital sensor. So is Narnia in good hands, or are we about to watch a Barbified deconstruction of our childhood? Until the trailer drops, all we can do is wait. And from some of the stuff that I've heard about, like Meryl Streep playing Aslan, these are already red flags, bro. You know what I mean? Like really big red flags. So I am genuinely scared about what's going to happen. But I will always wait until we get to see it. But so far, not so good. We'll see what already the fact that this is going to be in the 1950s and that this is rock and roll. Strike one, bro. So we'll have to see what happens. And I hope this is a movie that I can take my kid to see and that we can always and something that I can rewatch because I rewatch those Chronicles of Narnia movies very often. So I hope you guys liked this video. Please like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. And peace out.